Now, in this class, I'm going to take about the basic factors of depreciation. What are the basic factors when you want to know the depreciation? The basic factors are nothing but the original cost of the asset. Next, second one is the estimated working life of the asset and estimated residual value or scrap value of the asset at the end of its estimated life. These are the three basic factors that we have to take into account. Now, in this case, okay, Indian Accounting Standard 6, it takes into account the depreciation, and everyone they have to follow this accounting standard number 6. That is nothing but depreciation. So this it means that at every stage, whether you go for intermediate standard, whether you go for CBSE, whether you go for degree, whether you go for PG or any other courses, whatever it may be, this depreciation will play an important role and have they will have this depreciation compulsory. Okay, that's why the Indian accounting standards, not only Indian accounting standards, but also international accounting standards, also they have given much importance for this depreciation topic. Okay, now the standard applies to all depreciable assets except the following items to which special consideration will apply. Okay, it I mean accounting standard 6, it tells us that this depreciation will be applicable to all the assets except the following items to which special characteristics or special considerations will apply. What are the following things that we come across? Forests, plantations, and similar regenerative natural resources. For this depreciation, we have to take into a special consideration. Next, wasting assets like expenditure on minerals, oils, natural gas, etc. This is the second thing that we come across. And expenditure on research and development. Next one is goodwill, livestock, and land. Okay, previously I told you that land will have an appreciation value but not depreciation value. When we go for goodwill, you will have amortization of goodwill but not depreciation of goodwill. So, whenever you come across amortization of goodwill, you have to consider that as a as depreciation only. Livestock, this thing also you will come across, and there also you have to take a special care or special consideration when you are going for livestock. So these are the various items that we come across where we have to take a special consideration, where we have to take a special consideration. So that is most important that you will come across. Now depreciation definitions according to the AS6, accounting standard 6. Depreciation is a measure of the wearing out consumption or other loss of value of depreciable asset arising from use, affliction of time, and obsolescence due to technology, and market changes. Depreciation is allocated as to a charge for a charge fair proportion of the depreciable amount in each accounting period during the expected life of the asset. This is about the definition according to Accounting Standard 6. Once again, I'm reading that. Okay, it is a measure of the wearing out, consumption, or other loss of value of a depreciable asset arising from use, affliction of affliction, or obsolescence due to technology and market changes. Okay, whenever there is a technology change, whenever there is a market change, automatically this depreciation it will change. Up to that extent, compulsory you have to go for depreciation. Depreciation is allocated so as to charge a fair proportion of the depreciable amount in each accounting period during the expected life of the asset. See, once in a blue moon, you should not think about depreciation. It is nothing but a continuous process in every accounting period until the life of the asset is. Until the life of the asset is. It is nothing but a value that will come every year, year after year, until the estimated life of the asset. You have to remember this. Next, depreciable assets are assets which are expected to be used during more than one accounting period. The second one is have a limited useful life, and the third one is are held by an enterprise for use in production or supply of goods and services for renting to others and not for the purpose of sale in the ordinary course of business. These are the assets that we come across where the depreciation is to be charged. So that's why he had given depreciable assets. Okay, next. Useful life is either the period over which a depreciable asset is expected to be used by the entrepreneur or the number of production or similar units expected to be obtained from the use of the asset by the enterprise. This is nothing but the useful life. When you take into account, sir, what is the useful life? So this is the useful life. The period over which a depreciable asset is expected to be used by the enterprise or the number of production or the number of production units, that is, or similar units expected to be obtained from the use of the asset by the enterprise. This is the very, very important thing that we have to keep in mind as per accounting standards. As per accounting standard 6, mind it, don't forget this. Okay, Indian accounting standard 6, it deals with depreciation. Okay, assessment of depreciation is usually based on historical cost, expected use of useful life of the depreciable asset, and estimated residual value or scrap value of the depreciable asset. Okay, we are going for the explanation for the about things. Okay, assessment of depreciation is usually based on historical cost. Historical cost means the predetermined or previous cost, whatever that we come across. So, historical cost. Second one, expected useful life of the depreciable asset and expected residual value or scrap value of the depreciable asset. This is the explanation about the topic depreciation. Okay, now after this, we are going for the methods of providing depreciation. What are the methods that we will come across to calculate depreciation. Okay, when you take into account the methods, there are eight methods. There are eight methods for calculation of depreciation. What are the eight methods that we come across? First one is straight line method or fixed installment method or original cost method. That is the first one. Okay, fixed installment method, straight line method or original cost method. In any way you will be given the problem. Okay, the okay, you are having only one thing in your memory, but keep these three things: fixed installment method or fixed percentage method or straight line method or original cost method, whatever it may be the name, the method will not change. So that is the first method. Second method is The second method is diminishing balance method or reducing balance method or written down value method. Okay, you will have three names for the second one also. Okay, diminishing balance method or reducing balance method or written down value method. Like this, you will be given. So you should not get confused. Okay, whatever it may be the name, the method or the procedure that we come across is one and the same. Okay, people, they have to take into account only the procedure, only the procedure. So whatever it may be the name, let them give, but procedure you have to take into account and you have to keep that and you have to go for that. Okay, so two methods I told you. The third one is annuity method. Annuity method. And the fourth one is depreciation fund method or sinking fund method. Okay, you can call depreciation fund method or sinking fund method. And at this context, I want to tell you one thing. Okay, this sinking fund method, again you will come across when you are going for debentures. Okay, when you are going for debentures, there you will come across again this sinking fund. There, that sinking fund, it represents debentures fund account, debentures fund method. Here, you will come across depreciation fund method. So like this, you should not get confused. That method and the procedure for debentures is entirely different and this is entirely different. Okay, I told you about four methods. Okay, then what are the other four methods? Okay, insurance method, that is the fifth one. Next, depletion method, sixth one. Okay, next, what do you call? Machine over rate, machine over rate. And the last one is replacement method. Like this, you will have eight methods for calculation of depreciation. Okay, again I'm repeating those things. Okay, first one is straight line method. Second one is diminishing balance method. Third one is annuity method. Fourth one is sinking fund method. Fifth one is depletion method. Next, sixth one is insurance method. Next, seventh one is sum of digits method and this machine over rate. Like this, you will come across the eight methods. Okay, so one by one, we have to take into account and we have to see what procedure we have to follow in these methods and what are the advantages and disadvantages for these eight methods. Of course, even though there are eight methods, people generally they will follow first four methods, that is straight line method, diminishing balance method, annuity method, and sinking fund method. These are the four things that we come across. Okay, usually we'll come across these four methods, and remaining four methods, okay, we will come across when we go for higher standards. We'll go for higher standards, and those methods, they are very rarely they are used. I'm telling you, okay, these four methods are usually and commonly they are used, and the remaining four methods, they are very rarely used. You can also calculate depreciation by the other four methods, but thing is, most of the people, they generally and usually they'll follow these four methods. So when we are following these four methods, we must know what is the procedure and what are the merits and what are the demerits that we come across. So tomorrow I am going to explain about these four methods, okay, which are usually followed. And if there is a chance, I am going to tell you about the other four methods also. Okay, so until then, thank you very much.